From the Four Rivers Cultural Center in Ontario, Oregon, we bring you the third annual Tradition Keepers Festival, highlighting cultural artists in Oregon's Treasure Valley and beyond. In this episode, you'll meet Mecate maker Helen Dougal.
They're traditional horsehair gear, and they're used for a lead rope or a get down, a snaffle bit rein or a two rein to go on a bow sail or a hackamore. Well, first you have to purchase the hair. I have to purchase it now because there is no source to get it in the United States, so you have to purchase it from Canada mainly, and that's the first step. And then you have to process it by a process called picking, and I do that by hand because I don't have a hair picker. And then you go from there to twisting the little strings, and then on to twisting 4 and 4 together, and then putting the rope together. Yes, you have to take a bundle of hair and just pick it small strands at a time and let it fall. I usually just pick it into a box. So then, and then it falls, and then you roll it up into a bundle, and that's what you spin from is the bundle. So, you know, if you want a smaller, say a 3/8 two rein, you spin little smaller strings, so you feed less hair. And then if you want a half, you feed a little bit more. And then if you want a 5/8, well, then you feed a lot more. So it just depends on the size of the Mecate that you're looking for. Well, I have tools that helps me spin it. Right now, I have a drill hooked up with a little hook in it, and I have a remote that runs my drill, and that's what spins the first little strings. And then for the 4 and 4 strings that I spin together, I have my grandmother's 4-hook machine. The only motorized thing I have is the drill to spin my first little set of strings with, because then I can do it by myself. I don't have to have a helper, so I can spin those all, you know, on my own. It's called a 4-hook twisting machine. So it has 4 hooks on it, and you can spin, and it has a handle, and you can spin it 2 ways. Right or left. A lot of artists make 6-strand Mecates, and some put cores in them. And I make a 4-strand Mecate, and I don't use a core at all. And I know some people are all motorized. They use all, you know, mechanical machines. And I try to stick to the hand tradition, you know, that I was taught through the years. So I guess I'm kind of old-fashioned. Well, it would have been my grandmother's, and she started in the early 1900s, so that machine is fairly old. They're rough to the touch. I mean, I've had people ask me if they're soft or not. Well, you're kind of talking to a person who spins hair every day and works with horsehair every day, so my hands are probably more callous than other people's. And so to the normal person, I would say they're pretty prickly. And I mean, and some of them can be softer than others, and some can be more rougher or prickly than others. It just depends on the hair, how tight I twist it. The tension usually dictates how prickly the rope is and how soft it is or how tight it is. If it's a little bit looser, then it's less prickly. If you take care of them, I mean, I had one on a bow sail for 25 years, and I mean, it was lovely. I lost it to a fire. But if you take care of them and don't let your horses chew them, and you never tie your horse up with them because they, you know, they're not that strong. But they will last a long, long time if you take the proper care of them. I do invent new designs, but I also have original designs from my mom and my grandmother. I try to make some of those, throw them in, you know, every time I make a group of ropes, I try to make traditional colors or those traditional patterns that I was taught. There's one, it's probably on my Facebook page. It's called Grandma's Pattern, and it's 4 blacks, 4 whites with a sorrel speck in it. It has just one little brown speck in the white. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of my original grandma's patterns. You spin 4 like you take 4 black strings and you would make them the full length, which would be 60 feet. And then you take 4 black and you make them halfway, and then on the half, you add the white. So then you add 3 whites and then 1 sorrel. 1 sorrel string halfway makes the speck. It takes some thinking and planning to get that one made. And I've tried to duplicate those storyline ones, and I never can.
I like that.
I can never make 2 the same. It's kind of a journey when I'm making them. My mom made them all the time, so it was just like, I guess you didn't really think about it. I mean, we just went out there and that's what we did. When I was young, I helped my mom pick the hair, and then when I got a little bit older, she let me start spinning, and I always helped her put them together. I mean, that was just one of my jobs, was helping her put them together. And then I watched so much that it was easy for me to pick it up and spin. My grandmother learned it from a Mexican fellow named Jesus. And it says he was a Spanish gentleman, and she sold them for $2.50. And she also made them like for her brothers and her uncles. They used them for tying down pack saddles back in the day, and on work horses and that kind of thing. Well, the cultural meaning to me, I think, is that I'm able to keep the generational tradition going, and that I'm still able to sell them to like working cowboys or working buckaroos across the country. Well, my daughter knows, my older daughter, and she is a colorful cowgirl. I don't know if you've heard of her before. She dyes all of hers and makes colored ones. Yeah, my risk is I don't know. I don't really like sharing all of my pictures of all of my tools and that kind of thing, because I know there's a lot of people out there who would like to do what I do. But then on the other hand, it's a lot. And I don't know if someone could actually just take up doing what I do and not have some foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I learned when I was little. And I had a gentleman here today watching me put ropes together, and he was interested in spinning. I was like, well, here, do it. And he couldn't, the spinning part is the hard part, spinning the strings and the tension and all of that. But there is a risk in what, I don't like to put a lot of things on the internet, and I don't like to share what my tools are exactly. So I guess kind of selfish that way, but I try to teach my family so that, it'll still be a tradition.